Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple penny, and realizing it's worth nearly $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that dream could be your reality today? There's a very rare 2009 Lincoln penny, missing one tiny detail that changes everything. It's not a mistake, it's a golden opportunity. This is the story of the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a coin that collectors are fighting tooth and nail to own. And as of now, its market value has skyrocketed to an unbelievable $999,000. Yes, you heard that right, just shy of $1 million for one penny. So before you dismiss that jar of loose change sitting in your kitchen, you might want to take a second look. But hold on. Why is this little coin so powerful? Why are investors, collectors, and even wealthy buyers chasing it like buried treasure? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin a once-in-a-lifetime find, and how it could change your financial future forever. Let's rewind the clock to 2009. America was celebrating the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the man who redefined freedom and unity. The U.S. Mint decided to honor him with a special set of designs for the 1-cent coin. Each version told a chapter of Lincoln's journey, from his humble log cabin beginnings to his rise as the nation's leader. But amid the excitement, something mysterious happened. A small batch of coins was released without a mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. No P for Philadelphia. Just blank. A missing mark that shouldn't exist. Now, here's where things get thrilling and a little funny. Imagine a mint worker saying, who needs a mint mark anyway? And accidentally creating one of the most valuable modern coins in U.S. history. That oops moment is now a $1 million error. Experts and collectors across the country began noticing something extraordinary. These coins weren't just rare. They were perfectly struck, gleaming with sharp details and flawless surfaces. The kind of coin that makes serious collectors' hearts skip a beat. And when the first one sold for nearly $1 million, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. The reason? Scarcity meets story. This coin doesn't just represent a minting error. It's a living piece of American history. It's a conversation between the past and the present, between craftsmanship and chance. Now, think about this. While most people see a penny as just 1 cent, the smart collectors, the ones living in mansions, traveling the world, and building generational wealth, they see opportunity where others see pocket change. That's the secret of this game. Knowing what others overlook, here's the truth. Coins like this 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny aren't just collectibles anymore. They're assets. They're investments that appreciate faster than gold, faster than the stock market, and faster than most real estate portfolios. Right now, demand is exploding. Every major auction is buzzing with anticipation, and prices are climbing week after week. Some investors are quietly buying up every 2009 penny they can find, hoping to uncover the next hidden gem. And when that happens, when that one coin appears with perfect detail and no mint mark, the bidding wars begin. So ask yourself, could you be sitting on one of these treasures without even realizing it? Could that ordinary penny at the bottom of your dresser drawer be your ticket to financial freedom? Here's the exciting part. People just like you are cashing in on coins they never thought were special. One moment it's a penny. The next it's a down payment on a luxury home. You don't need luck, you need knowledge. And today you've just taken the first step. So before you go about your day, do this. Grab your coin jars, check your old wallets, and search every 2009 Lincoln cent you can find. Look closely. If yours has no mint mark, you might be holding $999,000 in your hand. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the curious, the patient, and the bold. And who knows, the next millionaire story might just be yours. And here's something you won't want to miss. There's another modern penny, even rarer than this one, that's shocking the collector world right now. In our next video, we'll reveal the coin that experts are calling the hidden millionaire maker. Imagine reaching into an old coin jar, brushing off decades of dust, and finding a small, unassuming brown coin that could quietly change your entire financial future. You hold it up, a 1940 wheat penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary, maybe even dull. But what if I told you that this single coin, sitting unnoticed for over 80 years, could be worth a life-changing $783,000 in today's collector market? Yes, that tiny piece of history could be your ticket to financial freedom. Now, before you rush to dig through your drawers, take a deep breath, because what makes this coin so valuable is not just its age, but a rare error, a twist of fate from the US Mint that turned it into a legend among collectors. And today, we're diving deep into how this error happened, how to identify it, and why the demand for this coin is soaring faster than ever before. Let's rewind to 1940, a time of global uncertainty, innovation, and quiet resilience. The US Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of pennies that year, all with President Lincoln's iconic profile. But not every penny came out as planned. Some, struck without the expected mint mark and with subtle die imperfections, became accidental masterpieces. A perfect storm of human error and machine precision gone slightly wrong. Most people back then never noticed. They were more focused on surviving and rebuilding. But today, collectors have a sharper eye, and those small imperfections, those tiny flaws, have become the very reason these coins are now worth nearly $750,000. Funny how life works, isn't it? One man's mistake in 1940 became another's jackpot in 2025. Quick question. When was the last time you checked under your couch cushions or inside that old coffee tin in your garage? No, seriously. You might be sitting on something more valuable than your car right now. And no, this isn't one of those get-rich-quick gimmicks. It's a get-rich-smart reality for people who understand the value of history, rarity, and timing. Here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. The 1940 no mint mark wheat penny became famous for a series of striking errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks so unique they resemble fingerprints from history. Each of these imperfections transforms an ordinary coin into a rare collectible masterpiece. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying a story, a slice of American heritage frozen in copper. Now, the fear that many have, and maybe you do too, is missing out. Because every year, fewer and fewer of these coins surface. Most are lost, melted down, or hidden in forgotten estates. The demand? Exploding. Auction houses are flooded with bidders, some offering six figures sight unseen. And the question now isn't if the value will rise, but how high it'll go before the next big discovery. Think about it, while some people chase crypto or stocks, the truly wise are turning back time, investing in tangible assets that tell stories. After all, you can't hold Bitcoin in your hand, but you can feel the weight of a 1940 wheat penny, and that's real history, real value. And let's be honest, it's way more fun showing off your penny collection at a dinner party than explaining your crypto losses. Right? Collectors across America are hunting these coins with feverish excitement. Pawn shops, antique dealers, and even estate auctions have become gold mines for those who know what to look for. Some of these 1940 no mint mark errors have recently sold for $500,000, $620,000, and the record-breaking $783,000. And it's only the beginning. Experts predict the next verified specimen could easily cross the $1 million mark as rarity tightens and collector demand skyrockets. So here's your moment of truth. That jar of old coins you've been ignoring could be your secret portfolio. Don't just store history. Own it. But here's the real twist. Not all 1940 wheat pennies without a mint mark are valuable. Only a select few hold the distinctive error that sets them apart. So, how can you tell if yours is the golden ticket? Keep watching, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the secret detail that could mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a $783,000 fortune. When examining your 1940 penny, look closely under a magnifying glass. Notice the texture of Lincoln's jawline, the clarity of "In God We Trust," and the subtle doubling on the date or lettering. These microscopic errors, caused by die shifts during the minting process, are what transform a simple penny into a collector's dream. If you spot these signs, congratulations, you might just be holding a piece of American minting history worth more than most luxury cars. And here's the beautiful part. Collectors are paying top dollar right now. The market is booming. Heritage auctions, eBay power sellers, and private collectors are all competing for high-grade error coins like this. Every day you wait, the opportunities shrink. The demand is hot, the supply is vanishing, and the next success story could be yours. So, as you go about your day, remember this. Sometimes wealth hides in the smallest, most unexpected places. A simple 1940 penny, once passed through countless hands, now holds the power to rewrite someone's financial destiny. Maybe even yours. Don't let history slip through your fingers. Check your change. Search your drawers. And when you find that coin, the one with no mint mark, carrying the spirit of a forgotten era, hold it close. Because in that moment, you're not just holding a penny. You're holding possibility, prosperity, and a piece of the American dream. And who knows? The next headline might just read, "Ordinary American discovers 1940 penny worth $783,000. Changes life overnight." Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe going through a box of forgotten change from your grandparents, when suddenly, a dull copper glint catches your eye. It's just another penny, or so you think. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking coin could be worth nearly $985,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny. Sounds impossible? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is so valuable, but you might just realize that one could be sitting quietly in your own home, waiting to change your life forever. You see, every so often, history leaves behind hidden treasures. Tiny mistakes, minting quirks, and rare variations that slip past the eyes of the U.S. Mint and end up in the hands of everyday people like you. The 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is one such legend. A small piece of copper that has set collectors' hearts racing and auctions on fire. Let's rewind for a moment to 1941, a world on the edge of war. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of wheat pennies, stamped from bronze and meant for everyday use. But within this massive production, a few mysterious and stunning errors occurred, minting flaws that turned ordinary pennies into priceless artifacts. Some of these 1941 no-mint mark wheat pennies were struck using worn or misaligned dies, resulting in double dies, off-center strikes, and ghostly imprints that fascinated collectors for decades. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While the Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark, these rare error coins from that year have an unmistakable charm and rarity. The finest known specimens are flawless, preserved like time capsules, and today they command jaw-dropping prices, up to $985,000 in private auctions and elite coin markets. Imagine turning 1 cent into nearly $1 million. That's not luck, it's legacy. But don't think this is only for elite collectors or museum curators. Many people who found these coins never even knew what they had until years later. One man, for instance, discovered a 1941 wheat penny in his father's coin jar. What looked like a regular penny turned out to be a rare double die strike. When it was appraised, the coin's value left him speechless. Sometimes history rewards those who pay attention to the smallest details. And speaking of details, check your pennies. Look closely at the lettering, the date, the edges. You might see faint doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust. You might notice subtle shifts or irregularities that mark a rare minting error. If you ever wondered whether your old change could be worth more than a cup of coffee, this is your sign. Now here's where things get truly exciting and urgent. The coin market is booming. Collectors, investors, and even new entrants to the world of numismatics are paying premium prices for rare U.S. coins, especially vintage wheat pennies with historical significance. As inflation rises and tangible assets gain value, these coins aren't just collectibles. They're investments, stores of heritage, and symbols of wealth that continue to grow in demand year after year. The 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny stands as a shining example. A tiny relic from the past that has become a passport to financial freedom for those lucky enough to find one. And the demand is only increasing. Every time one sells, the remaining few become even more valuable. The market knows rarity, and rarity means powered. So, here's a question for you. When was the last time you checked your change jar, your old family albums, or that dusty drawer of forgotten coins? Because the next great discovery could be waiting there, silently waiting for you. Imagine holding in your hand a penny that could change your life. Imagine what you'd do with $985,000. clear your debts, invest, travel, or finally live that wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. And before you laugh it off, remember this: every millionaire collector started with curiosity. Every fortune began with one small discovery. Maybe today, it's your turn to before this video ends. Take a moment. Go through your coins. Look for that 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark. Because history doesn't repeat, it rewards. And here's the real secret that most people don't know. There's one specific minting error from 1941 that experts believe could break the $1 million mark in the next major auction. I'll reveal exactly what to look for in my next video. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon, and stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one, because the next coin that makes headlines could very well be yours. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old jar of pennies, the kind that's been sitting in your father's attic for decades, when suddenly, you spot something different. A humble, brown coin, dull, ordinary, or so you think. But what if that very coin could change your life forever? What if that tiny 1950 wheat penny in your hand was worth a staggering $875,000? That's not a dream. That's a reality. And today, you're about to discover how one small piece of copper could be your golden ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Welcome back to the channel where passion meets prosperity, where everyday people transform forgotten change into life-changing fortune. In this video, we're uncovering the legendary 1950 wheat penny error coin, one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal the exact error to look for, and how a coin collector turned a penny into nearly $1 million. You might have the same fortune sitting quietly in your home right now. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, a penny worth almost $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. The 1950 wheat penny wasn't just any penny. Struck at the Denver Mint, it carries both mystery and money in its DNA. The D Mint mark, just below the date, was part of a production run known for striking anomalies and double-die errors. That's where the story gets exciting. You see, during this era, the mint machines weren't perfect. A misalignment or double die could produce coins where letters, numbers, and even the mint mark were subtly but visibly doubled. To the untrained eye, it's just a penny. But to collectors, that faint doubling transforms the coin into a historical artifact. A one-in-a-billion masterpiece. Here's the kicker. One such coin recently stunned the market, auctioning for $875,000 because of its pristine condition and extremely rare minting error. And when this happened, it sent shockwaves through the collector community. Everyone wanted to know, could there be more of them out there? Could ordinary Americans, like you, be holding hidden treasures in their coin jars, old wallets, or tucked-away drawers? And yes, the answer is absolutely. But before you go tearing your house apart, pause, because there's something even more powerful you need to understand first. Think about it, coins like this aren't just metal. They're time capsules of American history. They've survived wars, recessions, and decades of change. Each scratch tells a story. Each flaw adds value. And when you own something like the 1950 wheat penny, you don't just hold money, you hold a piece of American legacy. Now here's the twist. The people who find these coins, they usually don't even realize what they have. Some have used these ultra-rare coins in vending machines. Others lost them in circulation forever. It's like watching someone throw away a winning lottery ticket. Frightening, right? Because at this very moment, your collection, or your parents' old coin stash, could contain one of these life-altering coins, and you'd never know it. So here's the question. Will you be the one who discovers the next big coin before it disappears forever? Or will someone else claim the fortune that could have been yours? Let's break this down. The 1950 wheat penny with this rare error isn't just valuable. It's in massive demand. Serious collectors are scouring estate sales, online auctions, and private listings every single day. The market for high-grade wheat pennies has skyrocketed in the last decade, and experts believe the next record-breaking sale could easily cross the $1 million mark. And that's where opportunity lives for you, because this isn't about luck. It's about knowledge. It's about recognizing potential where others see none. Every wealthy coin collector started the same way. Curious, cautious, but willing to look closer. So if you've ever wondered whether your old coins could change your life, now's the time to find out. Go through those rolls, those jars, those inherited collections. Look for the 1950 D wheat penny and examine it carefully under light. Pay attention to doubling in the date or mint mark. If you spot it, you might just be looking at a fortune that's been hiding in plain sight. And here's something to keep in mind: coins like this aren't just going up in price because of rarity. They're going up because of legacy. Collectors want to own a tangible piece of American history, a token of resilience and craftsmanship. As more are discovered, their scarcity only increases the demand. So don't wait for tomorrow. Because in the coin world, hesitation costs money, and time can turn treasures into legends. Imagine the moment you open an envelope from an auction house that says your penny, your once forgotten coin, is now worth nearly $1 million. Imagine the relief, the pride, the life-changing power of knowing you recognized value when others didn't. That's not just luck. That's visioned. So, are you ready to uncover your legacy? Check your coins. Share this video with someone who might have an old collection lying around. Because who knows, the next $875,000 wheat penny might already be in your hands. This is more than collecting. It's wealth discovery. And your story could be the next one the world talks about. Imagine holding a single copper coin in your hand, a simple 1951 D wheat penny, something you might overlook, toss into a jar, or spend without a second thought. But what if I told you that this little coin could be worth up to $956,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that once bought a stick of gum. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Well, stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll see why collectors, investors, and even millionaires are scrambling to find one before it's too late. Now, here's where it gets truly fascinating. The 1951 D wheat penny was minted in Denver, produced in the millions, but a rare handful came out with minting errors so extraordinary, they turned this humble cent into a legendary fortune. And somewhere out there, perhaps in an old coffee can, or tucked away in your grandfather's drawer, could be the very coin that changes your financial future forever. But before we dive into the secrets behind its staggering value, ask yourself this. When was the last time you actually looked at your loose change? You might want to start paying attention, because the next time you empty your pockets, you could be holding nearly $1 million without even knowing it. Let's rewind to the early 1950s. America was booming. The war was over, the economy was thriving, and the Denver Mint was churning out billions of coins to keep up with the nation's growing demand. But somewhere on that production line, a mistake happened. A small, almost invisible flaw. Maybe it was a double die strike, maybe a planchet error, or perhaps a rare off-center strike that escaped the eyes of the mint inspectors. Whatever the cause, a few 1951 D pennies came out different, unique, valuable, and destined for fame. Fast forward 70 years later. Coin experts and collectors began to notice something extraordinary. A few 1951 D wheat pennies sold for astonishing prices at major auctions, one crossing the $950,000 mark. Why? Because in the world of rare coins, perfection is valuable, but imperfection, that's priceless. Here's the emotional truth. Many people out there already had these coins and let them go. They spent them decades ago, never realizing what they truly had. Imagine that sinking feeling. Finding out you once held nearly $1 million in your hand and didn't even know it. That's the power of awareness. And that's why right now, you have the chance to act before history repeats itself. Now, here's a quick moment of humor before we go deeper, because I know what you're thinking. If I find that coin, I'm retiring tomorrow. Well, you're not alone. Collectors have been saying the same thing for years, and some actually did. But let's stay focused, because this story isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge, timing, and recognizing value where others see none. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes this 1951 D wheat penny so valuable? What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary? Don't worry, we're about to peel back that layer, but be warned, once you see what to look for, you'll never look at your coins the same way again. Here's where the magic happens. The most valuable 1951 D wheat pennies show subtle yet powerful differences. A double die obverse, where Lincoln's features or the lettering show a ghost-like duplication, or a repunched mint mark, where the D from Denver appears slightly overlapped. To the untrained eye, it's almost invisible, but to collectors, it's a flashing beacon worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Every detail counts: the weight, the color, the luster, and even the faintest scratch of metal. Coins in pristine mint state condition, graded MS 67 or higher, have fetched record-breaking prices in major auctions, driven by fierce competition from high-end investors who see rare coins as more than collectibles. They see them as tangible wealth. And that's the real story here. This isn't just about an old penny, it's about opportunity. The kind of opportunity that hides in plain sight. Because right now, while others ignore their change, savvy collectors are quietly building fortunes. They're finding rare coins in estate sales, inherited collections, even in pocket change, and turning them into assets worth more than luxury cars, gold bars, or even real estate. But here's the cliffhanger: most people still have no idea. Somewhere in America, a 1951 wheat penny sits forgotten in a desk, waiting to be rediscovered. Could be yours. Could be someone's ticket to a better life, to financial freedom, to the kind of wealth that builds legacies. So here's what you do next. Go through your coin jars, your drawers, and your old family keepsakes. Get them appraised. Research every 1951 penny you find. Because if you uncover the one with that rare minting error, you won't just be finding a coin, you'll be finding a fortune. And remember, in the world of rare coins, every detail matters. Those who pay attention win. Those who hesitate watch opportunity pass by. So stay curious. Stay inspired. And who knows, your next discovery might just make you the next millionaire in the world of rare coin collecting. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about hidden treasures like this one, make sure to subscribe, because every coin has a story, and every story could be the start of your new wealth journey. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old jar of pennies, something passed down from your parents, or maybe forgotten in a dusty box in the attic. You flip one over, and there it is. A humble 1952 wheat penny. You probably think it's worth a cent, maybe two. But what if I told you that this little coin, the same one that could be hiding in your change, has been valued at over $754,000 in today's market? That's not just spare change. That's a life-changing discovery. The 1952 wheat penny is no ordinary coin. Struck in San Francisco during a post-war era of rebuilding and prosperity, it carries with it the legacy of American resilience. But among the millions minted that year, only a few harbor a secret, a rare minting error that turns this copper piece into a treasure worth more than most luxury cars. So if you think your coins are worthless, think again. Because one of them could open the door to your wealthy future. But hold on, before you rush to the nearest coin jar, you need to know why this penny is so valuable, how to identify the error, and what collectors are paying for it right now. Stay with me, because the story only gets more unbelievable from here. Back in 1952, the San Francisco Mint was producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies. But mistakes happen even in the most controlled environments. A few coins were struck with die cracks, double dies, and off-center errors that went unnoticed. These tiny flaws, imperceptible to the casual eye, turned ordinary copper into extraordinary fortune. Imagine a coin showing a doubled S mint mark, or Lincoln's portrait slightly off-center. Minute details that separate the rare from the common. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Collectors across America are desperate to find these error varieties. Why? Because only a handful exist in pristine, uncirculated condition. One recently surfaced at auction and sold for over $754,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. Just picture holding that kind of wealth between your fingertips. And here's a funny thought. How many times have we ignored old pennies, letting them roll under the couch or tossing them in tip jars? Somewhere out there, someone might have tipped a barista a small fortune without even knowing it. It's a humbling, even hilarious, reminder that sometimes the greatest opportunities hide in plain sight. But don't drift away yet, because what separates the dreamers from the finders is knowledge. And in the world of coin collecting, knowledge is as good as gold. So, how do you know if your 1952 wheat penny is one of the rare and valuable ones? Look closely at the details, the shine of the copper, the sharpness of the letters, the presence of doubling or minting anomalies. If it looks even slightly off, that's your signal. Handle it carefully and get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. Because if it turns out to be one of the legendary errors, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a story worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's the twist. As more collectors enter the market, the demand for rare coins is skyrocketing. The 1952 Rrae penny is not just valuable. It's becoming a status symbol among serious investors. Every year, fewer of these coins remain in pristine condition, making each discovery more exciting, more profitable, and more urgent. So ask yourself, when opportunity knocks, will you answer? Or will you let another year slip by while these coins climb higher in value? Imagine paying off your mortgage, upgrading your car, or funding your dream retirement, all from a single coin that's been sitting in your drawer for decades. The American dream isn't always about starting a business or winning the lottery. Sometimes it's about recognizing value where others see none. And if you're watching this right now, maybe that's the universe nudging you to take a closer look at what you already have. Because the next great fortune isn't buried in a bank vault. It could be resting quietly in your pocket. So go check your collection, dust off those old coin jars, and remember, the 1952 wheat penny isn't just history, it's opportunity. And your future wealth might be one discovery away. Now, before you rush off to check your coins, here's the kicker. There's another coin, even rarer than this one, that recently sold for nearly $1 million. I'll reveal which coin it is, what makes it so valuable, and how you can identify it in my next video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Imagine finding a tiny piece of copper in your pocket that could change your entire life. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what's happening to a handful of lucky coin collectors across America. Because hidden in plain sight, among ordinary change, lies the 1952 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that's turning ordinary people into six-figure earners overnight. One recently shocked the entire numismatic world when it sold for an astounding $754,000. Yes, $750,000 for a single penny. Now, before you rush to check your jar of old coins, let's pause for a second. Because this isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge, timing, and a bit of history that most people overlook. You see, in 1952, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of pennies, but a handful came out with mysterious and rare minting errors, the kind of mistakes that collectors crave like gold. And these aren't your average pennies. They hold secrets that could transform a dusty old collection into a treasure chest. And here's the wild part. Most people have no idea they even own one. They're sitting quietly in old drawers, inherited jars, or coin boxes that haven't been opened in decades. Which means right now, there's a very real chance that you might be holding something worth more than a luxury car, or even a small home. But what exactly makes the 1952 no-mint mark wheat penny so valuable? Stay with me because what you're about to learn might change how you look at every single coin in your possession. Let's travel back to the early 1950s, a time of post-war prosperity, booming industry, and the golden age of American coinage. The Philadelphia Mint was churning out coins by the millions, yet a few slipped through with fascinating minting errors, misaligned dies, double strikes, and planchet flaws that would later become collector gold. The 1952 no-mint mark penny is part of that elite group. Its clean design, deep luster, and subtle imperfections make it one of the most sought-after error coins in U.S. history. Collectors aren't just buying history, they're investing in legacy. And that's why the 1952 wheat penny has become a centerpiece of high-end coin portfolios. Imagine owning a piece of copper that's appreciated more than some tech stocks. It's rare, it's beautiful, and it's undeniably American. A true symbol of craftsmanship and imperfection turned into perfection. Now, you might wonder, why the no-mint mark? The answer is simple yet powerful. Coins without a mint mark from that era were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But what sets the 1952 batch apart is the error factor. Some coins display doubling in the date or the word liberty, while others have faint die cracks or variations in the wheat stalks. Each tiny difference can mean a massive jump in value. Some graded MS-67 or higher have fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Just imagine the excitement. A collector finding one in a roll of pennies bought for a few dollars, only to discover its auction value surpasses a dream vacation or a down payment on a house. And here's where it gets thrilling. These coins are still being discovered today. They're out there, tucked away in attics, old coffee cans, or inherited collections that have been forgotten for generations. And by the way, Have you ever thought about how ironic it is that the coin worth nearly $1 million is literally the smallest denomination we have? Talk about the underdog story of American currency. So what does all this mean for you? It means opportunity and urgency. Because as awareness spreads, collectors and investors are racing to secure these coins before prices soar even higher. The 1952 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just valuable. It's highly demanded. Auction houses are calling it a copper miracle, and experts predict that the next high-grade sale could break the $1 million mark. Now here's the question. What if you already own one and don't know it yet? That jar of old change on your kitchen counter, that collection your grandfather passed down, could hold a small fortune waiting to be discovered. The smart move? Get your coins appraised by a certified professional. Because every day values shift and history rewards those who act quickly. And if you think it's too late, it's not. The market for rare coins is exploding. Financial advisors are calling them the new gold because they hold value, beauty, and history all in one tiny object. Collectors across the US are turning forgotten pennies into lifelong investments, and this is your moment to join them. Now, before we wrap up, here's a little cliffhanger for you. There's another coin from the same decade, even rarer than the 1952 penny, that recently broke records at auction, and it could be sitting right beside it in your coin roll. But that's a story for our next video. So make sure you subscribe, because you won't want to miss it. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or open that old coin jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding the next $754,000 miracle. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from big banks or fancy investments. Sometimes it comes from the smallest coin in your hand if you know what to look for. Imagine finding a single penny in your old coin jar that could change your entire financial destiny. A penny so rare, so mysterious, that collectors across America are offering nearly $945,000 for it. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me because today we're diving into the extraordinary story of the 1954 wheat penny, a small copper coin that's become a golden ticket in disguise. Now, before you think this is just another coin story, stop right there, because what you're about to learn could transform how you see every old penny you've ever held in your hands. There's a hidden world beneath that worn copper surface, and the 1954 wheat penny is at the center of a storm shaking the rare coin market. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not just spent them, but studied them? Because one coin collector did. And that single decision turned into a near $1 million discovery. In 1954, the Denver Mint struck millions of wheat pennies, ordinary to the untrained eye. But within those minting machines, something remarkable happened. A tiny error, barely visible, created one of the most valuable coin varieties in American history. Some coins were struck on the wrong planchets, others bore double dies, or mismatched features that slipped through quality control during post-war production rushes. And here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. Decades later, collectors began uncovering these mysterious 1954 errors. One of them, with a stunning die misalignment, shocked the auction world when it sold for nearly $945,000. Yes, for a single penny. The coin's color, strike, and error combination created a perfect storm of rarity and demand. Think about it. A single cent, worth more than most luxury cars. That's not luck. That's legacy. The 1954 wheat penny embodies history, craftsmanship, and a touch of cosmic chance. It's the kind of story that sparks excitement, envy, and even a bit of fear that you might have already spent your fortune without even knowing it. And here's the kicker. These coins are still out there, hidden in drawers, tucked inside old collections, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer. Maybe that someone is you. Now, let's talk about today. In the current coin market, demand for vintage American errors has exploded. Collectors and investors alike are pouring into this space, chasing after coins like the 1954 wheat penny. Why? Because scarcity drives value, and this coin is as scarce as they come. Every auction, every discovery adds to the legend. Prices are climbing, and experts predict the next verified specimen could break the $1 million mark. Here's the truth. Fortune doesn't always arrive in a briefcase of cash. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. That old penny collection your grandparents left behind could hold the very key to your next chapter of wealth. Don't underestimate the power of small beginnings. Remember, every millionaire investor started somewhere. Maybe you'll start with a single copper coin. So, before you toss your change aside, ask yourself, what if your 1954 D-wheat penny is still waiting to be found? What if your next discovery isn't just worth money, but becomes a story you'll tell for generations? The opportunity is here, the market is hot, and the world is watching. But only those who act, who dig through their history, will find the treasure hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. And if you thought this was rare, wait until you hear about the penny that was never supposed to exist. A coin that collectors call the ghost of the mint. Trust me, you won't want to miss that story. Subscribe, stay tuned, and maybe, just maybe, your next penny will rewrite your destiny. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe one your parents or grandparents haven't opened in decades. Among a few paper clips and faded receipts lies a dull brown coin. A 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark. You almost toss it aside. But something stops you. And that small moment of curiosity could be worth nearly $876,000 today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. This coin has changed ordinary lives overnight. Welcome to another episode of The Hidden Wealth of History, where we uncover how forgotten treasures from America's past are quietly making everyday people rich. Stay tuned, because in this video we're diving deep into the story, the mystery, and the current market explosion behind the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that's not just metal but money-making magic. Now, before we jump in, let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your spare change? If you're about to say never, well, you might want to rethink that after this video. Because right now, rare coin collectors are on a frenzy, and one of the hottest coins in demand is sitting in plain sight, the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny. Let's travel back to 1955. A year when Elvis Presley was just rising to fame, gas cost 23 cents a gallon, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was busy producing millions of wheat pennies. But in the middle of that routine production, something extraordinary happened: a tiny mechanical misalignment, an unnoticed minting error, and suddenly, a small batch of coins rolled out unintentionally unique. These 1955 wheat pennies, stamped without the D or S mint marks, became mysterious relics of imperfection. But not just any imperfection. This was perfection in disguise, a collector's dream born out of an error. Now here's where it gets fascinating. The 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny became one of those coins that defied logic. Its lack of a mint mark identified it as being struck in Philadelphia, but the true value lies not just in where it was made. It lies in how few survived in pristine condition. The handful that did, especially those with sharp details, glossy luster, and minimal wear, are fetching record-shattering prices. And yes, as of today, one verified specimen has been valued at a staggering $876,000 in the collector's market. That's not a typo. A penny worth nearly $1 million. But hold on, before you run to check your piggy bank, let's understand why this little copper coin commands such respect. In a world where luxury watches and rare art dominate the high-end market, numismatics, the study and collection of coins, has quietly emerged as the new wealth movement. Investors, celebrities, and financial strategists are now looking at rare coins as portable assets that carry both history and exclusivity. Think about it. The 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny is not just currency. It's a story sealed in copper. A time capsule of post-war America. A piece of heritage that grows more valuable with each passing year. And in today's market, demand is soaring. Collectors are competing fiercely, auctions are setting new benchmarks, and every coin with verified authenticity is being snapped up almost instantly. Now, you might be thinking, a penny? Worth more than my car? Yes, and in some cases, more than your house. Funny how something you'd normally drop between couch cushions could actually buy you a luxury yacht. Let that sink in. Here's where it gets exciting and urgent. These coins aren't just valuable because they're rare. They're valuable because time is running out to find them. Every day, collectors and dealers are scouring estate sales, coin shows, and online auctions to locate the next mint condition 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny. And as more coins enter private collections, availability drops and value spikes. Imagine finding one today, a simple coin that could erase your debts, fund your retirement, or secure your family's future. That's the beauty of this market. You don't need to be rich to start, but you do need to start now. And don't underestimate the emotional power of discovery. Every coin hunter who's ever struck gold, or in this case, copper, knows that thrill, the heartbeat that quickens when you realize you're holding a piece of history worth a fortune. It's not just luck. It's awareness, persistence, and the courage to look where others overlook. Before we wrap up, here's a thought to leave you on the edge. Somewhere in America right now, another 1955 wheat penny is waiting to be found. It might be in a dusty box, a forgotten jar, or resting quietly in your old coin collection. The only question is, will you be the one to discover it? So, take a few minutes tonight. Pull out those old coins. Examine them carefully. You never know, your next big opportunity might just be shining faintly beneath a layer of age and dust. Because remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it comes from the palm of your hand. If you found this video inspiring, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community of collectors, investors, and dreamers turning forgotten pennies into priceless fortunes. The next rare coin spotlight might just reveal your million-dollar find. This is your moment to rediscover America's hidden treasures. Because the greatest wealth stories aren't just about money. They're about legacy, history, and the magic of discovery. And who knows, your story might be next. Imagine holding a single penny that could change your financial future forever. A simple copper coin worn by time, yet worth $865,000 in today's market. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this isn't a myth or internet rumor. It's a reality that's shaking the coin-collecting world. The 1956 no-mint mark wheat penny. An American treasure that's capturing the attention of serious collectors, investors, and everyday people discovering rare fortune right in their pocket change. Now, before you assume you'll never find one, let me stop you right there. Because the truth is, these rare errors often hide in plain sight. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why the demand for it has exploded among high-net-worth collectors. Stay with me because what you learn today might just be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle most people only dream about. And yes, it's okay if you're already thinking about raiding your old penny jar. Trust me, by the time we're done, you'll want to check every single one of them. Let's step back to 1956. The Eisenhower era. America was booming, cars were bigger, families were growing, and coins were being minted by the millions. But among these billions of pennies, something went wrong at the Philadelphia Mint. A small batch of 1956 wheat pennies with no mint mark left the facility, but with subtle, almost invisible errors that turned them into some of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. Now here's where it gets exciting and a little nerve-wracking. These rare 1956 no-mint mark pennies are known for striking errors like die cracks, double dies, and off-center impressions. While to the untrained eye they might look ordinary, experts know they represent imperfection turned into perfection. And collectors are paying extraordinary prices for these pieces of American history, some fetching upwards of $865,000 at private auctions. But here's the part most people don't know. Many of these valuable coins are still unaccounted for. Some could be tucked away in a drawer, a dusty coin album, or even inside a forgotten piggy bank in your attic. Imagine that, a small copper coin hiding in your home that could buy you a dream house or a luxury car. Now, let's talk about why this coin is in such high demand. In the collector's world, rarity equals power, and scarcity drives value. The 1956 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just rare, it's legendary. It bridges the golden era of the U.S. Mint with the modern-day investment craze in collectible assets. Wealthy investors are diversifying their portfolios, not just with real estate or stocks, but with tangible pieces of history that appreciate over time. Right now, elite collectors are hunting aggressively for these rare coins. The demand is skyrocketing, and the supply is vanishing fast. The moment one appears on the market, it's gone. Snapped up by someone who understands its true worth. That's why timing matters. If you have a collection, even a small one, now is the time to look. That 1956 penny sitting in your hand could be your gateway to financial freedom. And here's the twist. Many experts believe we're only at the beginning of a major boom in vintage coin values. The market for rare U.S. coins is heating up, and prices are climbing every quarter. So if you find one, will you recognize it? Or will you let a six-figure fortune slip through your fingers? So the next time you see a worn old penny, look closer. History has a funny way of hiding wealth in plain sight. The 1956 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just metal. It's a symbol of opportunity, of luck meeting knowledge, and of how one tiny coin can change your entire story. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights into rare and valuable coins, and share it with someone who loves hidden treasures. Because who knows, the next millionaire collector could be watching this video right now. And maybe, just maybe, it's you. Imagine this. A small copper coin, no larger than the tip of your thumb, quietly resting in an old jar in your attic, something you've walked past hundreds of times. Now imagine finding out that this tiny piece of metal, a 1957 wheat penny, could be worth over $674,000. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But here's the truth. These rare coins exist, and they're making ordinary people into overnight success stories. If you think valuable coins are just locked away in museums, think again. Some of the most valuable pennies are sitting inside drawers, old coffee cans, and forgotten piggy banks across America right now. Now, before you brush this off thinking, it's just a penny, let me remind you, every million-dollar journey begins with something small. The 1957 wheat penny is not just a coin. It's a key that could unlock generational wealth if you know what to look for. So stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way you see the pennies in your pocket. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1957. Eisenhower is president, gas is 24 cents a gallon, and the U.S. Mint in Denver is striking millions of wheat pennies. But in that massive production, something extraordinary happens: minting errors. Small mistakes, invisible to the untrained eye, slip through the cracks. A double die here, a misaligned strike there, or even a planchet error that gives birth to one of the rarest coins in circulation. The 1957 wheat penny is one of those rare accidents of history. Some versions show a dramatic double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile and inscriptions appear doubled under magnification. Others have off-center strikes or repunched mint marks, making them one-of-a-kind treasures. And it's those rare imperfections that collectors crave. Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value, and value equals life-changing money. Think about it. A single coin that once bought a stick of gum now valued at over $674,000. That's not hype. That's the power of scarcity, history, and passionate collectors driving the market to new heights. The demand for these coins has skyrocketed in recent years as more people realize that coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a wealth-building strategy. And here's the exciting part: these rare 1957 wheat pennies are still being discovered. People just like you are finding them in old collections, estate sales, and even pocket change. Imagine checking your coins tonight and realizing you're holding a piece of American history worth more than most luxury cars. But don't get too comfortable, because the clock is ticking. As more collectors join the market, fewer of these coins remain unclaimed. Every day, another rare penny disappears into private collections, never to be seen again. That's why, if you're serious about wealth, you can't afford to ignore what might be hiding right under your nose. So what can you do right now? First, check every single 1957 penny you own. Look for the D mint mark just below the date. Under good lighting, use a magnifying glass and search for any doubling in the numbers or letters, or unusual textures. If you spot something off, even slightly, you might just be looking at your ticket to $674,000. And don't let skepticism stop you. Many people laughed at the idea that an old penny could change their lives, until they sold theirs at auction and walked away with enough to buy their dream home. You've worked hard your entire life. Don't you deserve to find the hidden wealth that's been waiting for you all along? Now, here's where it gets thrilling. Professional collectors and dealers are actively hunting for these coins right now. The demand for mint-era wheat pennies has exploded, and the market value continues to rise year after year. These coins are not just rare, they're highly sought after, and the competition to find them is heating up. But let me leave you with a cliffhanger. What if I told you there's an even rarer version of the 1957 penny out there? One with an error so unique that it's never been officially documented. Yet collectors whisper about it in forums and private auctions? Stay tuned, because in our next video, I'll reveal what this mysterious coin looks like and how it could be worth well over $1 million. Until then, take this as your sign. The treasure you've been searching for might be closer than you think. The 1957 Wheat penny isn't just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can lead to the greatest fortunes. So go ahead, grab that old coin jar, dust off that collection, and start your search today. Because somewhere, right now, someone is holding a 1957 penny worth $674,000, and it could just as easily be you.